Now that we've talked about introductions and conclusions, I want to transition into talking about the heart of any essay, and that is the body paragraphs. And the point of your body paragraphs is to develop the thesis that you lay out in the introduction. And the easiest way to think about constructing those body paragraphs is to think about a slice of pie. In other words, body paragraphs are as easy as PIE. You want to offer a point, provide illustration, and then offer an explanation. So let's break this down a little bit further. So your P or your point is going to come in the form of a topic sentence. Strong paragraphs usually only address one main idea or one point. And that is you indicate that to your reader through your topic sentence, and it has two parts. Your topic sentence has the main idea, the main subject, right? And then a controlling direction. Where are you taking me about this main idea? In other words, here's my main idea, and this is what I have to say about that topic. So for example, television textbooks, and computer games are just a few technological mediums in which information is presented and widely accepted as a form of communication, even for education. So if we look at this as my topic sentence, my topic is television, textbooks, and computer games. That's my main subject, that's my main idea. What is my controlling direction? What am I saying about these three things? Well, I'm saying that they are technological mediums in which information is presented and widely accepted as a form of communication, even for education. So here's my topic, and this is my controlling idea. You want to remember that topic sentences are connected to the thesis statement in some way. They are going to develop some part of your thesis statement. So after you have your P, your point, your topic sentence, then you're going to address your I. You're going to provide support or proof of that topic sentence where you illustrate your idea, demonstrate or clarify the point from your topic sentence. You can provide information in the guise of facts, details, reasons, information from readings, paraphrases or short quotations, data from research studies. You can include any or all of those things to help illustrate your P or your point. Then you want to also make sure that you connect those illustrations with transitional phrases. And I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. So I have provided my topic sentence or my point. I've illustrated that point with information, right? Now I have to move on to, and this is arguably the hardest part of developing a body paragraph, by giving me an explanation or an E. Remember, you can't have an edible piece of pie without the E. So provide meaning to that paragraph. Explain the information. In other words, connect the dots. If you think about this think about coloring books, right? When you guys were little kids and the connect the dot pages that they would have in those coloring books, you have to show the connection between one point to the next or one idea to the next. Show your thinking in order to create a clear picture. How is my information important, relevant, or meaningful? What does the information mean? How does it relate to my overall point, argument, or thesis? Why is it significant or meaningful? You have to answer these questions and show the significance and show the connection to your reader. Don't leave it up to your reader to kind of what's the word that I'm looking for? Infer how all of those ideas work together. It's up to you to provide that interpretation for them. Otherwise, it leads to your reader misunderstanding what your point is. So, an example of a pie paragraph. Televisions, textbooks, and computer games are just a few technological mediums in which information is presented and widely accepted as a form of communication, even for education. Remember, that was my topic sentence. That was my point. Then my next couple of sentences are illustrations or information that helps provide support or illustrate my topic sentence. And I don't want to bore you all and read this word for word, but you can pause this screen and take a chance to read these kind of pieces of information or illustration in the paragraph. And then finally, I have my concluding explanation sentences, and I say, by this explanation, an app on a tablet can provide students an alternate medium for education while introducing them to technology literacy. Although not all available apps are created to enrich a child's educational experience, the guided use of carefully chosen apps for digital play can be a powerful learning tool when used in academic context. So I connect all the dots from my point, my topic sentence, my illustration, and then the explaining the significance of it. I hope that makes sense. We'll be talking more and discussing more pie paragraphs as we move through this unit and the rest of the course. So I just kind of wanted to show you all how a pie paragraph works. As we round out our conversation on body paragraphs, I want to draw your attention to this idea of complete paragraphs. And I'm looking for complete paragraphs when you're writing your essay. And I know that you've traditionally been taught that, a complete paragraph is, a certain number of sentences, or it has to be a certain length. And I don't want you guys to think about complete paragraphs as being about length or the number of sentences. I want to make sure that you think about it in terms of completion, in that you provide a point, illustration, and explanation. I want you guys to think about complete paragraphs being about unity, how each sentence relates to each other and the topic sentence, as well as coherence, where you establish a relationship between the ideas presented in the paragraph. And the best way to provide unity and coherence to your paragraph is through transitional phrases. And if you think about transitional phrases, you want to think about the goal of an essay. And the goal of an essay is to convey information clearly and concisely. And transitional phrases help you do that because they establish logical connections between sentences and between paragraphs. So transitional phrases work on a sentence-to-sentence level and a paragraph-to-paragraph level. And the main thing that transitional phrases help you as a writer do is it helps you indicate to the reader what to do with the information that's been presented. They help your reader follow the flow of your thoughts. So some common transitions are going to show cause and effect, comparison, contrast, example, place or position, sequence, time, and then they can indicate summary or conclusion. And I want to draw your attention to kind of the most common of transitional phrases. And these can be seen on the pages that I've indicated in your little seagull. But you can see phrases to show cause and effect, accordingly, as a result, because, consequently, etc. To show comparison along the same lines, also in the same way. Contrast, example, place, position, sequence, etc. So the point I'm trying to make, while these little phrases can be small, they act in a really big way because they help your writing have flow, and it helps your reader see your thought process. So that's all I have by way of paragraphs and discussing transitional phrases. Please feel free to reach out and ask any questions you may have about any of the material presented, and I'll be happy to answer any of those questions. But until we meet again, I leave you with thoughts of paragraphs and transitional phrases.